Hey, this is Locus, and here's my review on Super Imaginative Chogokin Volume 49, Ninja Henshin Arashi and Majinsai from Bandai. So we have Ninja Henshin Arashi and Majinsai. So let's start with the height comparison. This figure stands at least 7 inch tall. For comparative purposes, here's a DC Universe Green Arrow, yeah, Green Arrow figure from Mattel. And then here we have go step aside, step aside. There you go. A Marvel Select Hulk. Hmm. All right. So the packaging is pretty much huge for this volume. As you can see here, first off, it's being served in two trays, and I had to cut the twist wire here. The annoying twist wire, and I use this. Come on, focus. There. See? The box contains the manual. So I had this figure made in seal box, but I was trying to make a review earlier about this figure, trying to open them and trying to discuss step by step from the packaging, from trying to remove them from the packaging, but I had to run some problems with my device. So I had to do this again, and I had to try different step. Alright. So here are the procedures on replacing the head from its alternate head. Here's the part where you have to identify which part goes to on the base that came with the figure, and pretty much the basic, like where do you place the hand, where do you put the sword, the sheet, the basic stuff, which I don't think you need a manual for you to do it. Anyway, so here's the packaging. It has a huge display window there. So Bandai Henshin Ninja Arashi and Majinsai. So it's Henshin Ninja, not Ninja Henshin. Yeah, Henshin Ninja Arashi and Majinsai. Side of the box. For regular release, it has a decent preview of the figure. Semi-action pose. Here, the base, the alternate head, the S.I.C logo, and some stuff in Japanese, Tamashi Nation logo. Because this figure was released in 2009. It's like in between of the Kamen Rider Den-O and going towards to Kiva and Decade and the Kuga Decade version, and so on and so forth. So pretty much the what do you call that, the joint system being used here is a bit modern compared to the double ball joint or the hinge on a ball joint type of what do you call that, joint system. So let's start with the Ninja Henshin Ninja again. Alright, so let's focus here. So I did put place in all the accessories, but I'm just gonna discuss it later on. Let's start with the detail on the head. Come on, focus now. Need you to focus. Need you to focus. Focus, focus. I need to replace my camera sooner or later. So the eyebrow feather-like detail is made of translucent plastic. It's not that soft, not that hard. Now it has a very nice gimmick of the mouth slightly opens. Right. The primary motive for this character is chicken. Though I haven't seen the series, the classic series from the 70s, I think. But yeah, so let me take it off. So the accessory that it came with is a scarf made from translucent plastic. It has a peg that you will have attach here on the peg hole here. Alright, so and then it came with a sword and a sheet as well here. So there you go, peg. Then the sword didn't came with any die-cast part on it. The blade is on plastic, the handle is on plastic, so be careful. You might break it off. And try to put everything on here. Place it here. Okay. The only problem if you're gonna do this is that well, it would somehow lessen the articulation on the head more, because right now with the hair detail at the back, which by the way made from soft plastic here, there, it's somehow having a hard time doing a good range of motion on the head. It tilts, it does the chicken dance or head movement, right? Moves up and down there, but moving sideways is hard. It is because somehow it hinders the hair, or rather feather hair I don't know, detail hinders it, right? Then but they added some areas here where you can move the scarf. By doing so, you need to put the head. So not 100% a downer, because I really don't mind, but maybe to some it is. Alright, so for the shoulders, the figure, so plastic detail, feathery like detail, pretty much, because he's a chicken. So yeah, feathers everywhere. Feathers, I think this is his logo. The crest of feather like crest. Alright, so the shoulders is on a hinge here, as you can see. Hinge connected to a peg on the shoulder. I think there's a ball joint there somewhere. And then has a good range of motion on the arm. Okay, the arm can go as far as this. Bicep swivel, double jointed, elbows, and the wrist ball joint. Now, since he's a ninja, everyone would want, or maybe some want to have like an action pose wherein he's about to draw his samurai here, like this one. He can do it. It's possible for this figure. It's possible. Like if he's already pissed off and about to break some necks or cut off some heads. Decapitation time. Alright. There. It's possible. Alright. So for the abdominal part of the figure, upper abdominal part, it has a joint connected there somewhere on the center. Doesn't have a knob crunch much, but moving it sideways, it has a decent articulation. Then the waist, it has some swivel. It can swivel, but not that much. It's kind of tight, but it can swivel. That's the point. I think that's what's important. Right. On the belt detail here, so it has a short knife thing going on here. I forgot what it's called in Japanese, but yeah. Just why is it you're having a hard time focusing? There you go. So it doesn't. Um, you can take off the the what do you call that? The handle and the sheet. It's just a design. All right. So this part, soft plastic. It's nice that they added soft plastic here so that it can still do a range of motion on the legs. Can go as far as this. Over the sides can go as far as this. Then double jointed knees. Right. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it can do thigh swivel. It's just that this part here is kind of tight as of the moment because, like I said, I had this figure. I'm not sure if I mentioned it earlier, but I have this figure mint in sealed box for quite some time. I think 3 years already. Uh, so yeah, I think it's just tight. Maybe you can take this off, the leg off, but be careful like that. Be careful because you might break this peg off. Then you're just gonna dip this leg on a hot water. Wow, chicken drumstick. Anyway, you're just gonna dip this in on a hot water for like 10 seconds, then take it out. Then somehow this part would soften and it would move eventually. But use a dry clean cloth when you do that. Don't force it too much. If it doesn't move, then don't force it. All right. If it's not meant to be, not meant to be. All right. So said, but this part moves here. All right. Now it has a hinge here on the ankle, so it can do ankle rocker, ankle rocker here. I like the details and the sculpt on the toe, on the feet, on the legs, everywhere, pretty much. It has a toe articulation here. See here? Very sharp. Alright, so that's it. So it came with one splayed hand, I think two splayed hands, sorry, with a very nice sculpt, as you can see here. Nice sculpt, claws, sharp claws. Alright, nice detail. And then another one, a weapon wielding hand. So compared to some figures, these are sculpted already. So this part is not movable. And that's pretty much it for Ninja Arashi. Now we have Majinsai here. So earlier I had some problems with the figure because I had to somehow I thought at first he had to remove the head for the figure to replace the face on, but you don't have to. FYI, you don't have to remove the head to replace the alternate face for this figure. We have here, this is the default face mask of the figure. Alright, pretty much nice. The hair not that soft but not that hard plastic, but has a very nice sculpt. Alright, here, very nice color scheme going on here. Alright, now here's the alternate head or face. or half of his head. Whatever. Come on, focus, focus, focus. There you go. A creepy looking guy variant. Yeah, let's call it a creepy looking guy variant. Old man. Pervert. Horrific. Has a very badass sculpt. I really love the figure. Some people don't like it because of the they don't like the line because of the limited articulation or how fragile some parts are on these figures. But to me, I am a dedicated, lover of this toy line here. So these are the alternatives. So what you're going to do here is you're just gonna place this mask on here. So it's alternative. It's up to you if you're going to do it this way or without it, or stick with the face mask on. But the thing is, on my figure, I had some problems earlier because it's stiff. It won't budge, really. So I really had to take this out and then dip this on a hot water for 10 seconds. Then take the head out. Then I pulled it off using a dry cloth and it did budge. But the problem now is you're gonna place the head on to the figure because it's really hard to do. Because right now the head has a ball joint here connecting to the neck, then the neck connecting to the entire body. So there's a being supported by two types of articulation or hinge joint. I'm sorry, not hinge joint, a joint system. Sorry. The neck detail here moves independently, but yeah, see there's a nice sculpt going on there, but because of this uh, peg on the cave, it's being hindered by it. But trust me, it moves and I can't take this out because it consumes time on putting this in. It's kind of downer to me because they could have done the easiest way. Maybe Bandai has a good reason why they did it this way. Let's just give them a benefit of a doubt. Anyway, so for me, I would just try to display this figure with this face on, just to have something different on my display. Yeah, see, so the articulation doesn't move that much, I think. Yeah, it moves now. Yeah, so that's a good range of motion. Doesn't move off because it's being hindered by the hair. Now all right, let's take this off. So this is the staff that came with the figure, right? It's not made of die-cast, made of plastic, especially the handle, so be careful when you place the weapons on. Yeah, so be careful, be gentle. This part here is just a typical chain, just a usual chain that you would get from maybe a necklace or keychain. Here. Anyway, so it has a very nice sculpt. This is his default hand, weapon wielding hand for Majinsai. Right, nice sculpt, badass. But alright, so the accessory came with the figure is the cape here. I'm not sure if I'm gonna take this out, so I'm gonna hard. Alright, for the sake of this review, I'm just gonna take this out. Alright, So the cape is made of out of soft plastic. See here, soft plastic. Then it has a translucent effect at the end of the cape. Very nice. Now, articulation on the hand. Before I start with that, here's an alternate hand for the figure. Let me just put this in here instead, because I don't want to remove the default hand, the weapon wielding hand on the staff anymore. Too afraid to break that staff. Then putting it on, then removing, then putting it on again. So anyway, so the shoulder armor here moves independently here, as you can see. Come on, focus, man. There you go. So it moves independently. There is a chainmail detail to the figure, as you can see on the bicep there. So it has a bicep swivel. It has a hinge joint here, but due to the armor design, it hinders it. It has a what do you call that? Double elbow joint. It's still being hindered by the armor detail. Still, no waist articulation, no ab crunch, sadly. So pretty much whatever articulation you have here on this arm, you'd get the same here. But this one is different because it has a claw detail here, as you can see. Twist. Alright, this one twist, this one twist also. So I don't get the logic about that. Anyway, the only diecast part, I think, yeah, the only diecast part on this figure is this claw. So if you played with this too much, it would go loose. So yeah, be careful. FYI, guys. Then it has a peg hole here. So you will attach the sword and the sheath later on. Anyway, so this armor detail, though, we have this thing here. Right. The arm fell off. Alright. So with the detail on, you would have the legs can go this far because of this detail here. Here, not much here because it's being hindered. However, it has a double jointed knees. Here. Double jointed knees. And here's the back of the figure. Detail, nice detail, nice color scheme, chainmail effect, nice, very nice. There you go, very nice effect, very nice effect. Color scheme, nice. Alright, so it has a ball joint. Doesn't use a hinge on the ankle, but a ball joint over here, right there. So it can do ankle swivel. I mean ankle rockers. It has a toe articulation as well. It has a peg joint that will be connected to the base, where we will discuss later. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. This line, then here is the sword. Right, we have a very nice sword, very nice sheath, sword sheath. there you have it. Now, yeah, so that's pretty much it for the figure. So here's the base. So the base came with separate parts, so you have to put everything in as I've showed you earlier on the manual. Usually I don't usually refer to the manual, but for this one I had to, just to be sure. Yeah, so it came with 1 2 3 uh, 4 5 parts, not including the base. Check this out, details of the there. Very nice sculpt. As you can see here, he's holding a scroll. Nice detail, nice sculpt. Doesn't have any articulation, sadly. It reminds me of the old classic S.I.C figure way back in 2006 or 7, I believe. Yeah, it has a solid feel to it. Doesn't have any die-cast part or anything. It just has a solid feel to it. Here, as you can see here. So I like the color scheme here. The green fading here. Be careful for this one. It's kind of weak. So yeah, be careful. So you can put this on display. You can use it as a props on your toy photography. Either you put this guy in or not. Nice cop here. You can just display it like that. Very nice. So yeah, the hardest part about this is whenever you place in the cape. Why? Because this part is a bit difficult to place in the pegs of the cape, and I'm trying to be careful at the same time because it has a weak feel to it. It might break off if I put too much force to it. So yeah. Ow, damn. See, it might get a crack on. Just gonna put this guy on display with this human head on, if ever he's a human. It's like I don't know anything about I don't know anything about these characters. I just like them because of their details. Ouch! See, sharp. Damn. You're hurting me, man. Alright. I think the second downer here, aside from the head, aside from the cape, is whenever you place the hand for this figure. It's a downer to some. I'm having a hard time right now, but I don't know. It's something that you love to hate, or I love to hate. Whatever. Anyway, so time to insert the sword here. Second thing is that. Alright. So there you go. So it has some pegs here, right there, as you can see. So we will attach the figure in here. Like I said, it's a good display figure, and whenever if you're gonna put this thing on, make sure you place everything in accordingly and tightly as possible, so that it can support this figure once you place it in. Alright, so there you go. I'm just gonna fix that later, maybe the posing later. But there you have it. I'm just gonna fix it later. So there you have it. I would highly recommend them whether you don't like the series, if you haven't seen the series, if you know don't know anything about the characters, but if you really are into well sculpted figures with a bit added on articulation, then maybe you would love these figures. Right, so that's it. You can check my blogs for other toy reviews and toy photography. Thank you so much. Bye.